I get a bit confused when the advocate is saying that she will be referring me to the statements of other people. It's going to be difficult. It will be difficult for me to answer what was written by someone else.
But
where mine is concerned, it will be easy for me to can respond to it because it has to do with me.
Okay. Let's go step by step, Mr. Madlala. You'll see what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
And
No
I want to believe that you have passed the metric, your metric, Mr. Madlala, so that I know which level do I engage you in terms of the questions, line of questioning.
I suppose the witness doesn't have to answer the question.
Which metric are you referring to? The one where you pass 30%? Or the one which I did about 50 years ago?
Now, I think from the age of the witness, it's the current one.
I see, okay.
Yes.
Yes, let's continue.
my qualifications, I don't think a witness. I think witness no number. Or I call no. Finally, we go to as long as we witness. But I food and you understand this as advocate.
Where qualifications are concerned, as long as you're a witness, as long as you were there when the incident transpired. But as far as education or your academic qualifications are concerned, I don't understand you there, advocate.
No problem, Mr. Madlala. If you have not passed metric, there is no problem. Let's proceed.
I'll pass. I want to chasing Busho. I need class.
Thank you.
I did, and I did not fail even one grade. I did pass my metric, not even one class did I have to repeat.
Thank you very much. You know, if you're going to give positive answers like that, we're just going to be very short. You testified, Mr. Madlala, that you were a friend to the deceased. Am I correct?
Oh, that is the truth.
And for a long period of time.
Yes, it is indeed so.
Am I correct to think that you were in good terms with the deceased at the time of his death?
Yes, as far as one.
We were never in bad terms or in bad blood before.
Can you describe? Oh, okay. Sorry, can you just rephrase me? Would you discuss with the deceased as a friend of the deceased about love relationships one will have, yours and the deceased one? And about the girlfriends you had, those sort of friendship.
Yes, we'll discuss such.
Okay. Have you also discussed the nature of the relationship, or did you know the nature of the relationship between the deceased and Ms. Kelly Kumar?
Yes, I knew that they were in a love relationship of Ayajola.
Do you know if they had any problems or if they had encountered any problems?
Well, I cannot answer that one. There are certain things that transpired previously that has got nothing to do with me that I cannot answer.
And you further testified that you came to visit Senzo, the deceased, on the 26th of October when the incident took place.
It is so, yes.
Did you know where the deceased was staying at that time? When you came to visit him?
Yes, I knew where he was residing. If I'm not mistaken, I had already visited him about 3 times.
Okay, where had you visited him?
In their affair with Kelly, where they were residing in Malberton. Now I had visited Senzo on various residential places. I'm now referring to where he was residing with Kelly, that is in Malberton.
How many times had you visited the deceased? If you can recall. If you can't recall, there is no harm. Just tell the court you can't recall.
ube nolokunjani uye wamvakashela ngaphi?
Leyo ngivakashela eWinchester,
I visited him in Winchester
phela ngivakashela eBarkley
and Berkeley as well,
naseMalberton.
and Malberton as well.
Okay. Where last had you visited him?
Malberton.
Malberton,
For how many times?
I think uyathatha manginali futhi.
if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, 3 times.
Okay. So you were acquainted with Miss Kelly Khumalo?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Whose place was it at Malberton, if you know?
Bengazi ukuthi indawo yasenzo mina.
I knew it to be Senzo's place.
Okay. And it is your evidence that at the hospital, after the incident had taken place, midnight, you did not have a place to sleep. As a result, you went with Miss Kelly Khumalo and Zani to Malberton. Am I correct?
Not exactly, because ngangihamba nomthoko if ngangithanda.
Not exactly. I could have traveled together with Mtogo if it was what I actually wished for.
Yeah, so why did you choose to go with Kelly instead of going with
Mtogo Keta.
Angithi inhloso yami vele bengivakashele lapha ya.
No, remember initially my intention was to visit that place.
And ngiyaqala futhi ukuza khona.
And that was also not the first time visiting that place.
So that's the reason you wanted to spend that night with Kelly.
Angazi ukuthi ngizophendula ngithini because ekugcineni nje wangangizela kwakuzobuya kanjani after sekwenzeke lento nami ngisekho futhi.
Now, I don't know how should I answer that one. Since I had come here and the incident transpired, what picture would it cast if I were not to be found after the incident?
And when did you make the statements?
Sokuqala.
Is it the first statement? There are
The
many
first-
statements that I
The
made.
first statement, immediately after the incident.
Lapho ngizothanda because masibuya esibhedlela. Masibuya esibhedlela siye la kwenzeka khona lento. Khona nomunye uphoyisa wayebhale ngibuza. So angazi noma kuyi-statement naleso.
I would be a bit unsure about that because even when we came back from the hospital, and there is one police official that was asking me questions, and he was writing something or she was writing something. So I cannot say as to whether was that now a statement or what.
Okay, did he ask you to sign any document at that time?
No wayengibuza nje ngento enzile abhale phansi but angikhumbuli ngisayini.
I do not remember signing any document. All that he was doing was interviewing me about what transpired there.
So it means you did not sign any statement that night.
Yes, ngizangisayini.
That is correct. I never signed.
And from Exhibit V1, you only signed on the following day, which is 27.
Yes, ngiyakhumbula sase-police station.
Yes, I remember we were at the police station at Fort Lores.
And from the date of incident up to the time when you made the statement on the following day, you were with Miss Kelly Khumalo, Miss Zandi Khumalo.
So, okay, let's
Correct.
Yabo ngingasho kanjani.
yes, I would say so.
Okay. And obviously you discussed about the shooting incident, which was traumatic to you guys.
Not exactly because indlela oyisho ngakho not exactly because kwakuleke kufika abantu so nesimo engikusona bangakutshela nje iqiniso nokulala ngangisaba ngisho ukuvala amehlo.
Not exactly as to how you are putting it now, because there were instances or intervals of the arrival of other people as well. Even myself, the state I was in, I couldn't even wink a little.
Let's try, Mr. Madlala, to answer what has been asked. If I want to ask about your condition, I will ask that. But for now, my question is, obviously from the time of the incident up to the time when you made the statement, you'll discuss this case. You'll discuss the traumatic incident we've just gone through because we were sitting down discussing directly or indirectly.
No, isikhathi esiningi advocate nje sorry ukuthi uphendula ngalento. Isikhathi esiningi phela ubeyivalele ekamereni. Then mase kufika labo bantu abeza kuyena. Njengoba ngingachaza phambili kwafika noChiko, khona umfana wafika noAkhumuzi. Babefika nje baningi. Babefika bebaningi abantu lapha.
Well, what I can say to you, advocate, that Kelly, most of the times, she would lock herself in the bedroom, and as I've indicated, that there are a number of people that will also frequently be arriving there, and the likes of Chico Twana also arrived. One young man also arrived there, Akumzi also. Then it was uzophuma-ke ababone then aphindele futhi
Ya umuntu wayekhona nje uma wakhe
uzophuma uKelly.
aphinde aye ekamereni yakhe aphinde ahlale nalabantu la.
Yes, and then Kelly would come out of the bedroom and entertain those visitors and then go back again into the bedroom.
Okay.
Umama wakhe wenzani?
Uyena phela wayeleke khona njengeyenza ukudla kanjani because angafunanga ukudla ngaleso sikhathi.
And her mother was also instrumental in preparing food. Because myself during the time,
They were feeding you with food.
at that time I did not want food.
Bebengibuza ukuthi ngilangilamba
They
ngani.
would ask me as to whether am I not hungry.
Oh, okay. So they were offering you. They were doing some favors to you.
Bekwenzela-ke ama-favorites.
Understand ngisho.
I don't understand you when you
Offering
say that.
food
Bakupha ukudla kusho okanye
Igama
mhlawumbe.
lika favor lingena kanjani?
Now, how do you bring favor into
and
this?
also
now?
offering you accommodation.
Bakupha-ke nendawo yokuhlala.
Accommodation ngingachazela ukuthi eyakasenzo, ngazi ukuthi eyakasenzo.
No.
So ngisasile endaweni yakasenzo.
I have already explained to you that as far as the accommodation is concerned, that is Senzo's place.
And
And I'm still at Senzo's place.
And it is your evidence also in chief that the person who had deposited money for you in order to be able to come to Joburg, it was Miss Kelly Kumar.
Wow.
Yes, wengiyakwazi usenzo because the day babezodlala nomuntu Saturday.
Yes, Senzo would not be able to do it because they were going to play on that day.
Don't belong, Mr. Madlala. If
I don't
the
know.
answer is yes, just say yes.
Oh,
The
my
person who
God.
deposited money for you to come to Joburg, it was Miss Kelly Kumar. Yes.
Ngazi ngizophendula kanjani because mayiqala lento ngifonela usenzo. So ngazi ukuthi yonke le nto iphuma kuyena ukuthi ifaka ubani kanjani angihlangene
I don't know how to answer you on that one
because
because
vile sengikushilo.
all these things started with Senzo being involved in it. I understand that it was Senzo that have arranged that I should come, and as to who actually had the opportunity to go and deposit, that is something that I cannot really understand.
Was it not your evidence during examination in chief that the person who deposited money for you to come to Joburg was Miss Kelly Kumar?
Ngikushilo lokho.
I did say so.
Okay. Are you changing it?
We are changing
So
our
you're speaking-
Into la ngizoyishintsha advocate.
There is nothing that is contained in here which I will change.
So
I
you
will
agree
never
with
change.
me that another offer that was given to you by Miss Kelly Kumalo is the money that she deposited to you in order to come?
I think, with respect, I think counsel is misunderstanding the witness. The witness did say he was in communication with the deceased, and the deceased inquired as to whether he received the money, and the money then reflected, and the deceased then phoned him thereafter. The witness said he's been under the impression that it's the deceased who arranged that.
Yes, that's how I understood the evidence.
Thank you, my lord. But the person who did the actual deposit was Kate.
Whose money was it? That's the point. Whose money was it? As far as you are concerned.
Eyasenzo. Eyasenzo my lord.
It was Senzo's money.
Let's make some progress, please.
Okay. When you arrived inside the house at the Kumalos homestead now, you testified that you consumed some alcohol. Am I correct? Is that your evidence?
Yebo kunjani?
Yes, it is so.
And it is also evidence that you only drank two.
Did
you say 2 or 3?
Waphuza 2 noma 3.
So lesithatha ngathi lingakapheli ya.
I did not finish the third one.
Okay. I'm going to show you the pictures of the evidence that was recovered by the police at the crime scene, and that evidence was taken into photo albums, and it's the evidence before this court as the only cans that were recovered inside the house. Is it also evidence that all of you were inside the house were consuming alcohol, or it was
Which is
only you?
not-
No, I don't think umntwana angaphuza utshwala. I don't think umakhelwane engaphuzi nabantwana bengaphuzi.
No. I do not think that a child would have consumed liquor, and Mrs. Kelly Kumalo or Mrs. Kelly Kumalo Senior, she also was not drinking liquor.
Okay. Then tell us who were drinking. It was yourself?
But when
Zandi,
was myself,
Kelly, Senzo, Mtoko.
myself, Zandi, Kelly, Senzo, and Togo.
Okay. Excluding, except for the mother and the child.
That,
Ninga, yes.
that is correct.
So the cans that you had consumed will be more than the 2 that are depicted there, am I correct?
Shuthi ke amakhen umaphuzile andlule lawa abonakala
I mean all of you,
Should you need a loan?
out of all the people who were drinking inside the house.
yebo kunjani.
It is indeed so, yes.
So in other words, the amount of cans that are depicted in that picture does not reflect the correct amount of cans you had consumed, all of you inside the house.
Shuthi
yebo uqinisile akubonisi lokho and akubonisi futhi lokhu sababa sefrijini akubonisi futhi ngoba sebulahliwa sebu-empty.
yes, you're definitely right. It doesn't show even the liquor that was in the fridge, and as well as those that had already been discarded. It doesn't show. You are correct.
Is there anyone who will clean up, remove the empty cans as you were continuing drinking?
Ngiyacabanga kunjalo because sasingeke ahlale la ama-cans phambi kwakho because enza ney'number I don't think ayizohlala la phambi kwethu kanjalo.
I think it was.
Because nokulandwa futhi ekitchen ayilandwa umuntu sasingabe siyilandela thina ayilandwa umuntu asilethile.
I think it was so. We couldn't just keep the empty cans there. And even going to the kitchen to get the liquor, it wasn't ourselves that would go and fetch the liquor from the kitchen. Somebody was bringing the liquor to us.
Okay, to be specific, did you see anyone removing cans
Cha.
No.
up to the time when you left to the hospital?
No.
Yebo.
Yes.
And at the time, by the time when you left to the hospital, there is no one who cleaned the floor inside the lounge where you had been sitting before the incident.
Anginganiphendula lapho because thina saphuthumisa usenzo and then ukuthi kwenzakalani after sambili angeke ngakwazi lokho.
I do not have the surety of that because we rushed Senzo to the hospital. As to what happened after we had left, no, I do not have any knowledge of
No,
that.
my question is, before you left to the
Mina
hospital,
umbuzo.
did you see if there is anyone, try to recall, did you see if there is anyone who cleaned the floor?
Kugabe angokubanjwa
At the
hamba
lounge.
esibhedlela.
Hayi anginotisanga lokho.
I did not notice that.
Okay. You furthermore, when you were during cross-examination by one of the defense counsel, you said how possible that Ngashe would have chased, followed the suspect. What is it that they were carrying? Do you remember that answer that you gave? Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, just correct me if I'm putting it the other way around.
Yes, yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ngiyakhumbula.
yes, I remember that.
So in other words, what you were saying, how would Ngashes be able to trace an armed person when they were not armed? Am I
Ngamanye
correct?
Ngibuza ukuba bephetheni.
I only asked what were they in possession of.
Why did you ask that question?
Yingani yowabuza lo mbuzo?
Ngibuzisa ukuthi kunzima ukuthi ungajaha umuntu ophethe isibhamu ungaphethe lutho.
I'm asking that question because it is difficult for you to chase a person who is in possession of the firearm and you are not even in possession of any weapon.
If it's difficult for a person to chase someone who is armed, and when that person is not armed, how come Longwetwan was able to push an armed person and run away? And also, secondly, before you answer, just hang in there, if the court allows me, how come also the people who were not armed inside the house were able to attack the alleged intruder having a fire?
Yebo ngiyabuza kuqale ngalo kwalo manje.
Yes, I hear you. Let's
Lo
start
kwalo
with
ngifana nawe nami advocate. Nami ngisazibuza la namhlanje
well,
ukuthi wayenza kanjani leyo nto. Ngiyafana nawe nami.
I'm just like you on that one. As for how he did it, I'm still asking myself that question. How did Longwe do that?
But it's impossible for a person who is not armed to push someone who is armed, approach and push someone who is armed.
Ngiyajabulela ke lo part ngoba lo muntu akakashoni usakhona. Kufanele eze la azophendula yonke into ukuthi wayenza kanjani yena.
You see, I like that part because the person to whom this refers is still alive. He's not dead. He
No.
can come and answer for himself.
Don't worry about that person. He's coming. I'm asking now, it's your turn to answer your question. You had said- You had said-
Phendulela yena.
I
Ngikwazi
can,
mawuthi umphusha kanjani but mawusuthi futhi liyezithuba lakhe wena impilo for ubuze yena. Hayi uDumile.
no, I cannot answer for him. I cannot answer for him. If you ask me how was he able to push him, and yet you are asking that to me, you should ask that to him and not to Tumelo.
I'm asking from what we have said in this court.
Ngikubuza nginqi lokho okukhulumile la enkantolo wena.
And I'm asking your understanding to what we have said to this court to say it would have been difficult for Ngashe to follow and chase armed suspects. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Yes, I am saying it would also would have been difficult for Longwe to approach an armed person. Same as Ngashe.
100% right. I mean,
You are
I'm always
100%
So,
right.
as a court prisoner, the witness says it happened, as to, now, why should he now cast his mind back and say it would have been difficult? I don't think it's a fair question. Maybe my learned friend can leave it for argument.
Thank you, my lord. If my learned friend is giving the answer on behalf of the witness, I take it, my lord, and I accept it. It's more clear. It's more clear now. The answer is clear. That's what I wanted. Thank you, my lord.
kanti anginankinga ukuphendula advocate ngirelaxe kakhulu ukuyazi nesikhathi sonke anginankinga ngifuna ngathi ngiyaphenga ngivele ngithule la ngoba but ngiyakwazi ukuziphendulela.
If you knew, I'm so well relaxed. I'm able to answer for myself.
But into
Myself, I
engayicela
can answer.
ka-advocate
Mr. Madlala.
angabuzi kakhulu ngey'statement zabantu
Mr. Madlala,
uzobuza ama-questions
Mr. Madlala,
yes
please behave yourself.
Are we
Behave yourself.
ngokunjalo nawo advocate
Mr.
Giving yourself
Baloyi
advocate.
is representing the state. He has raised an objection to the court. We are dealing with the objection, which we have nothing to say about it.
ngiyakuzwa
Do you understand that? Yes.
ngiyakuzwa lo
Yes.
but hayi ukuthi mhlawumbe ngiyaphendulela mina ngi-able ukuziphendulela ngiyaziphendulela mina advocate.
It's not that I cannot answer for myself.
Yes.
I can answer for myself. Just relax, advocate.
If there is an objection, Mr. Madlala, you wait and you keep quiet. Yes. Until I ask you question, then you will then answer.
Alright.
Yes, Mr. Azoi.
Next question.
I just want to point out that his evidence that is on record, my lord. No one is answering on his behalf. That's his evidence that is on record.
Okay.
No problem, my lord. I will argue at the end of the state of the case, my lord. Can I just proceed, my lord?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's now get inside the house, Mr. Madlala. Please listen carefully and think before you answer, Mr. Madlala.
Kabala.
I know this thing took place.
ungitshela ukuthi angicabange before ngiphendule angithi wena uyabuza ngiyaphendula so
Mr.
mase
What?
ngiphendule kanjani
Hello.
Hayi.
Out here.
Why do you want to argue with the witness? He must think before he answers.
How?
He's been answering. How many days have you been on the box?
Hold on, mina
He's been here for about 3-4 days.
Yes.
Must have been
About
thinking
3
at some
days.
stage, please. Just respect the witness. also.
straight.
Yeah, let her respect me.
That's the court, please.
Uh,
Can you just try to recall at the time of the shooting incident now inside the house? You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
It is your evidence that after the first gunshot was fired, you ran away.
Yebo kunjani?
Yes, it is so.
Did you see if there is anyone who also ran out of the spot where the shot was fired? Be it in the kitchen passage where the shot was fired. Do you recall if there is anyone else who ran out of that space? Other than you.
No, akekho ongamboni ukuthi wabaleka washo nakuphi. Akekho.
No, there isn't any person that I had witnessed running, and they fled to where that I did not witness.
Okay. You did not see Zandi running into the bathroom?
Akekho engambona washona ngakuphi even wasentshwa ngithagcina na kitchen kodwa mase ngiphuma sese edining.
There's no
Okay.
one that I had witnessed that they ran to where, even Senzo himself. Only when I came out of the bedroom, I found him lying on the floor.
Okay, but in this case, I'm just being specific, Mr. Mandani. If you did see Zani running into the bathroom,
Yabona?
Angazi kube meaning wrong yini la because mangithi akekho engambona. Manje masuthi angithaze futhi advocate angikandastand ukuthi
I don't know whether
ngambona into ayapi.
am I the person that is having a problem here. If I say that there isn't a person that I saw running and ending up to where, I don't know.
no, I was trying to be specific to say, I'm not asking generally about other person now. I was being specific to say Zandi.
Akekho umuntu engambona into ayapi kubantu abesilisa.
There isn't any person that I had seen running and ending to whatever point
Okay.
of the people that were inside of the house.
Before the shot was fired, did you see Miss Kelly Kumalo running away of the lounge area?
Cha.
No, I did not.
Okay. Now let's come in now to the alleged first intruder.
Yebo.
Yes,
Is it your evidence that he was wearing a hat?
Yebo
Am I
kunjalo.
correct?
Yebo.
that is correct.
Okay. Can you describe that hat for me, just for me? The hat that you saw worn by the first intruder.
Isikotshi esincane isikotshi.
It was a fine check
And
pattern
kwisigqoko.
on it.
Yabo le gqoko mosibamba la ngathi sibaqama mosibamba la le gqoko ezibanjwa. Lezi ngathi siqinile akusizo lezi ezithambile. Angazi uzichazela kanjani.
This is a head.
Akusizo lezi endwangu ezithambile lezi okwazi ukusifonyoza sifonyoze yabo.
It wasn't one of those softer pinch or crown. It was a harder pinch and crown. Not just that, the lighter and softer ones on touch.
So in other words, you can't give any significant description of that hat, other than giving the explanation, the description that it was a small scotch with a brim, as you are saying.
The witness spoke about the pinch and the crown and not the brim.
Other than that, you can't give any significant
Ngaphandle kwalokho
features
ukuthi-
of that hat.
Angicabanga ukuthi sikhona la ikhodi lena sethombeni angamlungisi ngavezwa makuthi wazethe kufuna ukusibona.
I think that picture is within the records here, or it is within the files in this honorable court, and perhaps we can refer to that if the advocate would want to see it.
No, don't worry about the picture. I just wanted to see if you are able to give a full description of that hat.
Yes, yes.
Did you have, or were you wearing any hat at that particular time, you yourself?
No.
Okay. Correct me, Emma, if I'm wrong. You said at the time of the shooting incident, at the time when the first shot was fired, the second intruder was leaning against the door facing the house. Am I correct?
True.
Mawungena ngumnyango beka right. Umnyango epeface engaphakathi endlini.
Yes, when you get into the house, it was just on the right-hand side of the door, and yes, he was facing the house.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want to confirm. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Did you see who fired that first shot?
Cha ngibonanga.
I did not see that.
Okay. And immediately you became deaf and you ran away.
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, it is indeed so.
Okay. How many people did you leave inside that area? Was it Miss Kelly Kumalo, Makumalo Zandi, am I correct?
Senzo.
And
nabo-
Senzo.
nabo nabantu bethu.
And those two intruders.
Okay, do you recall if Mtogozis was still there? Or he had ran out also
Uyakhumbula ukuthi
after
leso
the
sikhathi-
first shot was fired?
Uyakhumbula?
Engikwazi ukuthi umuntu wasuma late angisakhumbuli kodwa ukuthi wayekuphi kodwa uyena umuntu wasuma ukugcina edanini because mangisukuma nami wayesasakhona umuntu kula edanini.
Now, what I can recall is that he was the last person to have stood up. Because at the time that I stood up, Mtogo was still in the dining or the lounge area.
Okay,
That
no,
is what I can recall.
I'm asking now, after the first shot was fired, did you see Mtogo running out of the house
Ngithi,
or running into the bedroom?
No angimbonanga.
Okay.
No, I did not see him.
But wayesengaphakathi kuphumisa manje ngaphuma endlini.
At the time of the gun going off, he was still inside of the house. That I am sure.
After you had ran into the bedroom now, did you hear any shots being fired?
Njengoba sengishilo ukuthi isibhamu masiqhuma ukuqala kwaba nomsindo wenzeke emadlebeni nami. Lazi nginovalo. Okunye nokunye ngingasana ngase ngifuna ukuphuma ngaphandle la ngoba ngazi ngaye ewindini. Ngithi ngifuna ukuphuma ngingathi namabhaki.
As I've already indicated that after the gun went off for the first time, my ears were deafened, and also I was frightened during that time. And there is the ringing sound that I heard in my ears, and all that I needed to, relieve myself from is that area. I wanted to exit the house. It is for that reason that I went into the bedroom, ran into the bedroom, and I wanted to exit the house through the window. That is when I realized that there were the butler guards on the window.
Okay, so will I be understanding you correct to say you did not hear any subsequent shot gun being fired?
Yes, ungasho kanjalo.
Yes,
Okay.
you can say
And
so.
also, when the shot was fired inside the lounge passage, wherever there was shot, that whatever the place it is, you did not see who shot the deceased.
Yebo ngibonanga bekade ngamkhomba.
Yes, I didn't see who shot at the deceased. I would have pointed that person out.
Umuntu wangena nesibhamile wama-threat.
Now, the person, however, that came in with the firearm is the one that was having dreadlocks.
Yes.
And the deceased was shot when there was Miss Kelly Kumalo, there was Zandi, there was Makumalo.
Angeke adobe iqhubeka ubalo kakhethe ubani.
No, you
Abantu
can,
abambalwa
you,
wakhethe
you
ubani.
can continue to list people. Why do you just only list a few people?
Naye lo mfethu wayekhona ekhishini makuqhuma isibhamu nobhulu ubani
They're not allowed to do
And
that.
this brother of mine, he was also there at the time the firearm went off.
I'm asking you a question. I am saying when the deceased was shot, there was Miss Makumalo, there was Miss Sandy Kumalo, there was Miss Kelly Kumalo. That's the question that I'm asking to you. Nothing else.
Well,
ufuna ukungiphendulisa into engeke phela ngeke ngiphendule umbuzo onjalo because obviously nje ubuza khona ngathi une-answer emine ngine-answer yalokho so masubala ngathi ubukhona uyamdidisa.
now you are confusing me. You want me to answer the way that you want me to answer.
Let's move
And
on.
I'm the one that is,
Yeah,
I am the one that is giving you the answers. Now you're speaking as though you were there also to witness this.
Let's move
No,
on, Mr.
advocate, no.
Let's move on, Ms.
Ukuthi bakhona
Madlala.
abantu then ngiphendule
Ask me who all was there, let me answer you.
because mina bengisendlini.
Because I'm the one that was in the house.
I've passed that question. Can I ask another question? Okay.
You are free.
Mr. Ngasha's evidence is that he saw a person against the window who was wearing a white t-shirt when the scuffle took place. You
Usho
understand
njalo,
that?
wesilisa somhlophe ngekhathi kwenzakala le nto.
And-
Yes, I understand.
And it is your evidence that the person who was wearing a white t-shirt inside the house was the deceased only.
Yes.
Yes.
Is it correct, Mr. Madlala, that at the time when you looked at the person whom you have identified as the first suspect and the second suspect, you had consumed alcohol and you were frightened at that time after seeing the firearm being produced by the first so alleged intruder?
Yebo ngiyakuzwa.
Yes, I can hear that.
And it is also evidence, Mr. Madlala, that the incident happened so fast.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Will you agree with me that you did not have sorry, madam, can I just rephrase that question? You said it's your evidence that the first intruder, demanded the cell phone and money in Zulu language.
100% right.
100% right.
Did he say anything else other than demanding cell phone and money?
Nakukhona okunye-
Hayi ngabe ngiyamsukela akukho okunye kukhuluma.
No, there isn't any other thing that I would
he
be wrongly implicating him.
He never said futsek.
Angizwanga ngisho njalo.
I didn't hear him say that.
But kwamafoni imali khona ingakusho.
But as far as phones and money, there's something that I heard to that effect.
Okay. At what stage, if you know, did Longo Twala come back at any stage? Back to the house?
Hey, mina ngimbonanga lo ngithala. Angifuni noma mhlawumbe ngoba but angimbonanga even nasesibhedlela ngimbonanga.
No, I did not see long
But
return.
angisho ukuthi akazi but mina ngimbonanga.
I am not saying that he did not return. Even at the hospital, I didn't see him.
Okay. Outside, when you were carrying the deceased to the house, did you see his car outside the premises?
Angiyibonanga and imoto phela bekufika kube yasenza ngaphambili kube yakhe ngemuva yerepoleri. So mase kuthatha usenze yahlehla le. But angizange mase siphuma nje ayingekho imoto yakhe la around le. Inkinga segate.
Mango.
Yeah, mase siphuma sambisa usenze ayingekho. Angiyibonanga.
Okay. At the time that we are now driving or taking Senzo to the hospital, I didn't see his vehicle. His vehicle would be parked behind Senzo's vehicle. And that was a red Polo. But at the time that we are now driving or transporting Senzo, I did not see that vehicle.
And obviously, you wouldn't know where he had ran into.
Ngokunjani.
It is indeed so.
Did you see Mr. Chikotwala at the hospital?
Ngimbone.
I did not see him at the hospital.
Let's go back a little. Okay, sorry, my lord, can I just rephrase? Do you know what happened to the deceased cell phone during the robbery incident?
Engabe ngidlala ngawo advocate engakuzwa nje ukuthi itholakala ngaphansi kwamakhabethe ekitchen.
Then I would I'll be lying to you. All I know is that it was found somewhere under the cabinet, the kitchen cabinets.
Okay, but also, do you know who kept the deceased cell phone from the incident and on the following day, subsequent to the incident?
Obviously ngawo yena ukhe because wena mangani yakhe I don't think apart from
Obviously, it would be Ms. Kelly Kumalo, because she is the mother of his child. I do not think that it could have been in possession of any other person.
Oh, okay, so it would have been with Ms. Kumalo,
Ibe-
Kelly Kumalo.
yes.
Yes.
Just to go back a little bit, I left one question, sorry my lord. Inside the shooting incident, is it your evidence that you also attacked the suspect or you did not attack the suspect? Let me clarify the first one.
Yes, ngasukuma kona even ngingamshayanga. Ngasukuma kona but ngaya but ngizange ngimshaye.
Yes, I also stood up, even though I did not assault him, but I stood up. Why I mean?
Yes.
I stood up and accosted him, even though I did not assault him.
Was there a stage wherein you and Ms. Zandi Kumalo assaulted or attacked the second intruder?
Bashaya always
Zandi and Mr. Madlala.
Angikhumbula umuntu wesibili nje ngikhumbula kuyimi nosenzo ayekena angikhumbuli nje umuntu.
The second person that I remember, it was myself. It was Senzo. It was myself and Senzo that were against the second.
Do you remember if the second intruder was in possession of any weapon?
Angibonanga ukuthi wayephetheni.
I did not notice what he was in possession of.
Ngabona nje usenze mbambele isandla ngizandla zombili isandla saka right.
I saw Senzo grabbing his upper arm, his right upper arm, with both of his hands.
Okay, but in that upper arm that you saw, you did not see any weapon?
Ngibona
Zangubone is card. Yes, I did not.
Okay, and also on the other hand, you did not see any weapon?
yes.
Yes.
So in other words, that person was not armed?
Angisho kanjani
I
ngithe
did not say
angibonanga.
that. I said that personally I did not see him in possession of the firearm. Oh, sorry, of the weapon, sorry.
No, it's fine, no problem, Mr. Madlala. Let's move on. And you also again testified that you were able to identify the second person
Yes.
who was leaning against the wall.
Yes,
Yebo kunjani?
it is indeed so.
Can you tell this court about any distinctive features that you saw of this person? I know his head was covered because he had a hoodie.
Ngicabanga ukuthi ngiyachaza lo bizolo ngisazokuchaza futhi namhlanje.
I think I did explain that yesterday, and I am still going to explain that today.
Okay.
Ukuthi mude wayedark enentshebe eround nala.
That he was
Khathi
tall,
nentshebe yakhe.
Yeah.
Right around bese iba nelokhuzana nala.
that he was tall, darker in complexion, and that he had a round beard that was trimmed around the mouth to the chin as well, and that there was a little beard just underneath the lower lip.
So the description we have given right now, it means those are the description that you can only find from that person. No one else can have those features. Yes. In other words, I'm sorry, Madam, can you just unpack?
Yes.
Thank you, Madam. In other words, the description that we have given, there is no other person who could have had such description other than the second intruder. There's no possibility.
Ayi angazi ukuthi ngizophendula kanjani mina ngijabule kabi ngoba ngikwazi ukuphinde ngimbone kanje.
I don't know how am I going
Bona
to
ukuthi vele kwangijabulisa kakhulu ukumbona kanje la court.
I am so happy that I was able to see him again, because when I saw him in court, I was able to see that this is the very person.
I understand that, Mr. Madlala. You know what, Mr. Madlala, the reason why I'm asking the distinctive features of this person, it's because the person can be mistaken with identity for now and in 20 years and in 100 years. You understand?
Yep.
You understand?
Awuqiniseka ukuthi kungenzeka lokho.
Yes.
But amehlo wami ngemanje hayi ngeke ngiwadiste ngiyambona kahle impela.
Yes, it
And
is
now
true.
uyazi.
It is true what you're saying.
Ngimbona kahle impela.
However, right now, you cannot confuse my eyes.
Engisulele ngani umuntu.
I can see him right now. I see him, and even he himself knows that.
Yes.
I cannot wrongly implicate another person.
Okay. So can you now answer my question to say, is there a possibility that someone else could have the same features, could cut or trim the beard as you have explained?
Yes, kungaba njalo.
Yes, it may be possible.
Kungaba njalo.
It may be possible.
After the shooting incident, Mr. Madlala, did you have a cell phone with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you call the police?
Angikaze ngiwafonele. Impilweni yami nje angaze ngifonele ipolice.
I've never phone called the police. And in my entire life, I've never phone called the police.
Okay. Just to report the incident that your friend has been shot.
Okwafika kuqala lethwa ngafonela ubhuti wakhe.
What came first?
Ngaphinde ngafonela nomuntu angithanda naye ngasikhathi ngafonela abantu basekhaya. So lokho kumina ngibakusho something.
Now, what came first was for me to phone call his brother.
Yes.
I subsequently phone called the person that I was in a love relationship with and my family members at home.
I'm still coming there, Mr. Madlala. But here, for now, I'm saying, did you call the police to report the incident that my friend has been shot here? Yes or no? If you did not, just say no, you did not. And there is no harm.
Angiyakuzwa advocate akukho vele okubi lokho ngikiphuta because umuntu mekile kule situation. Angeke ucabange straight uthi hayi awuthi ngithi manje ngifunele lo usukuthukile nawo ufonela lo ufika kuqala emqondweni wakhe.
Yes,
So angizange wafonela amaphoyisa.
I understand, advocate. There isn't any error that one would have committed there. Because when a person is under such a circumstance, you are under shock as well. And you cannot, in a relaxed manner, say that now I'm going to phone call this one. Yes, I agree with you on that one. I did not phone call them.
And the ambulance?
Ngiyazana inamba yakhe. Ngiyazana inamba yakhe.
No, I don't even know the ambulance number.
The family. I understand that the deceased was a friend to you.
Yes.
Did you know his family?
Yebo ngiyawazi.
Yes, I know his family.
Did you have the number of any of the deceased relatives?
Advocate uyangididisa manje. Ngicela kumtshela manje ukuthi ngafonela umfowabo Senzo Meyiwa.
You're confused.
Le nto ungibuyisele emuva manje.
You're confusing me now, advocate. I've just said that I phone called his brother's Fiso.
Okay, so
Now you're
if
taking me back now.
I did not hear that. That's why I'm asking. Did you have that number?
Yebo benginalo.
Yes, I had his number.
The parents, did you have the number for the parents for your friend?
Cha benginalo.
I do not have the numbers for the deceased parents.
And what is the number of the deceased family relative what is the name of the deceased relative that you call?
Fiso Stanley Meyiwa.
It was Fiso Stanley Meyiwa. Fiso Stanley Meyiwa.
Okay. At what time did you call him? Or maybe at what stage? Even if it cannot be specific to say at 11 or at 2, but at what stage? Did you call him the same night?
Ngamfonela after kwenzeke leyo incident le yakaSenzo.
Usufake nemininingwane ungazange akunikeza yona.
Angikaze ngimtshela ukuthi ngisayine but ngabatshela ngendaba yokubiza amagama ngoba manje into revolver kukaningi khulunywa ngabatshela ukuthi angaze ngilibizele igama angazi ukuthi sibhambe revolver into enjani.
No, I did not refuse signing. Safe to say that I actually told them that I hear that it is being spoken of in the statement about revolver and as well as the 38 special. These are the things that are unknown to me.
Also, you agreed to sign?
Yes, ngisayinile.
Yes, I agree that I signed.
And you were not forced?
Yebo.
You
Yes.
signed the statement freely and voluntarily?
Ngisazi ngiphendula kanjani. Mangithi ngasayina ngiyakuvuma lo. Manje uzoqhubeka ubuze ngokusayina advocate. Singisengishilo ukuthi ngasayina ayikho amforce. So why do uqhubeka ungibuza?
I don't know about that.
I'm
I've already answered you that I had signed and I was under no duress. I did sign. Now you're going to expound on signing, whereas I'd already told you that I signed.
It's
I don't
fine,
know now.
Mr. Madlala, it's noted that you said no, you can't answer that.
Yes.
Okay. Did you attend any identification parade after the incident? Do you
Why?
understand what the ID parade is?
Oh yeah.
Yebo ngiyayazi.
Why are we ID parade in Mbakale's Camero?
Yebo ngayi.
Yes, I know the ID parade.
Did you
and
point-
I did attend the ID parade.
Did you point out anyone there?
Cha lutho advocate akekho.
Not at all, advocate. There isn't.
Let's move on.
As
When
to
you
the-
made the statement, were you alone at the station? I mean, from the people who were present at the time of the incident. or
Yeah,
you went
no.
together to the police station?
Yeah, sihambe sonke but ngangibuza umuntu wayengibuza wayengazibuza wayibuza direct kumina lo wayengibuza kona mhlawumbe sasonke sibuza kanyani wayengibuza eyi
But the nearest police station lonke.
Yes.
All of us had gone to the police station. However, the person who was conducting an interview would directly conduct the interview with me and not with all the people at the same time.
Okay. Was also Miss Kelly Kumalo at the station when you made the statement?
Yeah, ubekhona na but bengekho ngaleso sikhathi ngisibhala statement.
Yes, she was at the police station, but she was not in the same room with me at the time that I was finishing the statement.
Do you remember that you testified in your examination in chief that Mr. Chico Twala offered to take Kelly for a holiday?
Yebo kuyiqiniso.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
At what stage was that offer made? Was it
Manje.
the night of the incident or on the following day? When was that
When
offer?
After incident.
It was
Malbatin.
That was-
Dangihlala basihlangene ngathi hlangene ne dining room nje enkulu. Basekhishi yes.
after the incident. I remember we're at Malbaton inside of the kitchen, and mind you, the kitchen it's an open plan kitchen together with the dining hall, the lounge.
Yes, yes.
But was it on the same evening?
No, not one.
No,
Sabuye
no.
intatha ngitesibhedlela.
Yes.
Remember we
Qala e-Falls. Then kwesase asikhoda sesiyali. Wafika nje mina sekuseni mo, but kwangekho ngalelo langa le incident.
It was not necessarily on the day of the incident. Remember, we went to the hospital and we came back around the dawn of the day, and then that in particular, you're asking me, then it happened sometime mid-morning.
I think
Mid-morning.
I think Monday or Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. But lezo insuku lezo ngilento bakuyisonto. I think Monday or Tuesday if unganaliphuta.
Oh, this incident transpired on Sunday, and I should think that then took place between Monday and Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Had you made the statements, including you and Miss Kelly Kumalo, had you made the statements at the time when the offer was made to Kelly to go on holiday?
Again,
I don't think sasena ngikhumbula kodwa kahle angifuni ukuthi angikhumbuli kahle. Kodwa nje uthi ke fika wayifikile eMalbathi.
I cannot recall clearly. I cannot recall clearly. However, upon his arrival, or when he came to Malbaton, that is Chico. He came to Malbaton.
But the offer was made for Miss Kelly Kumalo to go away whilst the investigation was being conducted by the police.
Yes, so I'm offerisha vele kungakapheli ngophenye yes.
Yes, that offer was made while the investigations were underway.
Is it also your evidence that the cell phone belonging to the deceased after the date of the incident was with Miss Kelly Kumalo?
Hey, lokho ngingaqinisekisa because I don't think kwakungaba khona umuntu advocate ongaphatha ifoni yasenzo owayekhona endlini. For instance njengemoto nje wayenqaba ngisho emaphoyiseni ukuthi imoto ayishiya ahambe ngayo wayifuna ukuthi imoto endoda yakhe. So I think yayindisho wini.
Yes, I think she's the only person who was entitled or who felt entitled to have the cell phone of Senzo. No any other person within the house who could have been in possession of the cell phone of Senzo. Perhaps also the example of a vehicle that was belonging to Senzo Kumalo. She was even refusing, Senzo Meyiwa. She even refused to give or to hand the keys to the police pertaining this vehicle, and she said that this is the vehicle belonging to my man.
Okay. Do you know also if the ID for the deceased was kept by Miss Kelly Kumalo?
The ID.
ID, yes, ID for the deceased.
ID, yeah, patwa nguye.
Yayi ngiyakhumbula cause kwaze kwafika omunye umfowethu ekuthiwa uMusa ehamba ngazo ehamba nomunye umfowethu ekuthiwa uJohn Dubai uhlala eSocial Move bezoyifuna la khona la kuKelly.
Yes, it was in the possession of Kelly. I remember there was a gentleman called John Dubai.
Yeah. Besamba ibisini buye no Senzo Social Move.
That myself and Senzo would go to him in Social Move. They came and they were looking for that ID document, and it was indeed in the possession of Kelly. So they actually wanted it, or they asked of it from Kelly Kumalo.
Did she give it to the family member? Do you
Yes.
know?
Ngiyakhumbula
She refused.
nalama sayi ID cause wathasule lento ukuthi bafika namaphoyisa. Ngabe wathasule ukuthi babasenze lo mosifika bafika namaphoyisa.
I remember that there was also some kind of a misunderstanding about this same ID document, because that particular person came in the company of the police as well.
And she eventually refused with the ID.
One Rabangai.
Or did he
until kuze
give?
kufike laba-ke umusa nalo muntu engisho ukuthi lohlala e-social media then I think wayikhipha-ke lapho.
And only until such time that Musa and as well as this John Dubai who resides in social media was keep,
Yes.
then she gave it to them.
Do you know when did he surrender? Did she surrender the ID to the family?
Uyazi ukuthi
Angikukhumbula usu-advocate but bafika bona because babemazi okay bemazi nasenze bejwayeleni naye so shuthi bakuyindlela bazomna ngithi atetele le-ID.
now I don't know, I'm not exact about the day because these are the people that knew Kelly as well as Senzo, and they came to plead with her to release the ID document.
But it was not on the following day, it was during the week.
Advocate but yenze kanje kuleli viki lilandela lesi.
Yes, it happened on the following week or in the week, even though I'm not sure about the day.
Mr. Madlala, Colonel Stein testified in this court that a swim swap on the deceased phone was made, and probably it was made by someone who was in possession of the deceased ID on the 27th, meaning it's the following day of the incident.
Yes, angeke ngiphikise lokho uma ekusho but engikwaziyo i-ID nje for sure izinto ey'dlala i-ID phone umuntu ongabe kwiposition yazo okay.
That I cannot dispute as you say it, and I am sure that the rightful person that would be in the possession of such items, such as the phone and as well as the ID, would be Kelly.
Any moto ngokunjalo, yes.
And as also the same applies with the vehicles.
Okay. Did you attend the funeral for your friend?
Aye.
Yes, I did go.
Okay. Do you know if Kelly, Zandi and Makumalo attended the funeral?
Hayi angikaze ngibabona.
No, I never saw them.
Do you know if Kelly was disbanded from attending the funeral?
Ayi angikwazi lo ngikwazi but kwangaba nzima vele ukhila akaze bayiphasise into yakhe egabu kasenza akaze bayiphasise ukuthi uthandane nje.
Yeah, that is difficult for me. It is evident that they did not approve of Senzo's relationship with Kelly at Senzo Meyiwa's parental home or family.
Okay, but besides that, I'm just referring to attending a funeral for the father of her child. Do you know if she was disbanded?
Angisaze ngileyo sisimo nje sisonke angikwazi ukusichaza because angimani uma inqatsheliwe or yena ungayilanga anginalwazi ngalokho.
See, that particular scene, it's something that I've got no knowledge of or full knowledge of. I don't know whether she was banned from attending the funeral or that she voluntarily decided not to go to the funeral. That is something I've got no knowledge of.
Thank you, my lord. I've got no further questions.